If people told you that you are no fun and boring, I have some solutions for you. So my entire channel is called A Wildly Fun Life. And this is my journey and my quest to become not boring and have lots of fun. As of tomorrow, I am a brand new empty nester. I am coming between two different worlds. I am between sad and devastated, and I'm also between, wow, this is exciting. I'm gonna have all kinds of time and lots of things to do and loving to try new things and new activities and not have to make supper every single night. So I'm waffling between two worlds right now. But so I'm 46, and that's this really bad hair, so I'm gonna take that out. So I'm 46, and I have been accused by my children that I don't have a lot of fun. But I need to also tell my children that I don't have a lot of fun because I spend all my money on you guys. So now that you are on your own, or actually they're technically not on their own because until they get their big girl jobs, we still have to help. But they're not in our house, and I can try and do so many fun new things. And I can do things without telling them that I'm trying things to see if I like them before I'm judged if I'm no fun or boring. So I also really think, and I am not a psychologist, but I really think women in their late 40s go through this whole big, I'm not gonna call it a midlife crisis, but I go through this whole thing where you regret some of the things that you have done and some of the things you have not done, and you start to feel a little creaky, like, my shoulder hurts from being on the computer, my back hurts from sitting in an office chair my entire profession. But I really do feel like women go through this really hard couple of years. And also their hormones are kind of changing, starting to think about going through menopause, and just everything kind of is like turning and moving, and different types of things are always happening on the inside also. And so it makes it really a difficult time for women, especially when their children are starting to leave and they're looking back and thinking, I raised amazing children, like amazing children. I'm very proud of my children. But during my child rearing years, I had things that suffered. My career suffered because I did not want to miss any of my girls' soccer games, band concerts, basketball games, dance recitals, gymnastics meets, all the little things that they tried to see what they liked in their life so that their life was fun and not boring. But during that time, women our age let what they like to do kind of slide. And so it all of a sudden comes to a head when their kids go to college and they're like, oh crap, like what am I gonna do now? When I used to wish that I could have more time off to spend with the kids, now I'm kind of like, well, I really kind of maybe want to be working so I'm not driving them crazy. And I really have the time now, so like maybe it should have switched where you stayed home for a while when the kids were little and then worked later in life, but I also don't want to do that either, so there's no perfect solution to that. So anyway, I was going to give you a few ideas on how, as you're in your midlife, how you can do some things that are fun. And these don't always have to be expensive things. These are just things that I'm planning on trying, and I'll report back on this channel, A Wildly Fun Life, things that I am trying just to see if I like them and see if I'm good at them. So let me give you just a little bit of my background. I have worked at the same company for 25 years, and I still work full-time. I also, for the last 10 years, I had an e-commerce business that I ran out of my garage. My husband and kids all helped, and that was their college fund, that we put money away into their college fund, and lots of ups and downs with that. I mean, like, I could tell you stories of things that happened. Like, I sold on Amazon, Walmart, Jane.com. I was sued. I had shipments that didn't show up. I had shipments that were lost. I had packages that disappeared. I mean, like, anything and everything you could think of. I had a $15,000 charge from the post office because they said I weighed things incorrectly. yeah, and then try to fight with the post office. Good luck with that. And then they want you to take a picture of every package that goes through so that you can prove that the box wasn't 3 feet long, it was 3 inches. Oh, good luck. Good luck. If you're an e-commerce person, you know exactly what I'm saying. So anyway, I closed that down a year and a half ago due to lots of poor things that happened. The economy, it was just a big conniption, everything came together, so I kind of shut that down. So because of that, I'm very entrepreneurial and I really like to have something to do. Otherwise I drive my kids absolutely crazy, and I like to be busy and I like to move around and learn things and have things going in my head. So a couple of the things that I did is I started a YouTube channel. I am not good at YouTube. Some of my videos that I had in January and February, I look back at them and I'm like, oh my gosh, Sarah, what were you thinking? And they're still out there, but I'm leaving them because it's a good way for me to go back and look and see what I looked like back in January too. But I am not the perfect YouTube person. I have watched all of the YouTube gurus. I've followed all their advice, and really the only way that I'm going to grow on YouTube is if you like me and subscribe to my channel and learn something from me and I provide something of value to you. That's basically what YouTube is. If I provide something of value, you like it, you subscribe, and you get my updates. Half of the stuff that's watched isn't even my subscribers anyway. So my subscribers, I've hit my subscriber rate to get monetized, not the watch hours, because people quit watching my videos 2 to 3 minutes in, and it takes forever to get to the 4,000 hours of watch time to get monetized. So anyway, back to what I was gonna say. So a couple of the things I have done to keep my mind active and busy, and I love to learn, and so I am always trying to figure something out or learn something. So I'm learning YouTube. I'm 9 months into YouTube. So I started this in January. I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling, but I am determined that I'm going to get there with these higher YouTubes. And I want to be a public speaker. I want to get in front of people and tell them lots of different things in lots of different ways and how I grew on YouTube. And you're not going to hire me like that. Okay, another thing that I do to have fun and not be boring is I schedule impromptu things. So I will do a 3-day trip to Disney World with my girls, like in January, just off of a whim and totally just go do it. I will sometimes drive up to the nearest town where my daughter is and just take her out for supper. Just say, I'm coming, I'm on my way, and don't give her any notice. That doesn't work for everybody, but sometimes that does. So I do some impromptu type things. I will make a dessert. I have a lot of baking channels, and I'll just drop it off at a random neighbor's. I mean, just for fun, just because there's no way I can eat everything that I bake in this house. And other things that I do for fun is I spend a lot of time with my pet, like a lot of time with my pet, with my dogs. So my dogs are probably my #1 hobby. Actually, I've got them sitting right here waiting to go outside and play ball. And I think it's really important to have a pet. I think if you can handle a pet and want to take care of a pet and you like pets, I think that pets really help with midlife. And you know, when you take the kids out of the picture and you still need to take care of something, pets are just like good for your soul. Definitely pets. So a couple of different ideas, like I said. So do something creative. And maybe the YouTube channels are not for you, or maybe Instagram's not for you and you just like to scroll and not post anything. But do something creative. Join a pottery class. Learn how to build a model Lego set that is unsinkable. I mean, I'm just trying to think of like really out there things to be creative. So find something creative. Definitely maybe get a pet. Make sure you can take care of the pet and afford to take care of the pet, because I'm a huge proponent of don't get a pet if you can't take care of it, or if you can't walk it, or you can't take it outside and let it actually enjoy nature where animals are supposed to be. And then the next thing was do impromptu trips. And now I know everybody says that you have to have a lot of money to do impromptu trips, and that is actually not true. We have a Broadway style musical that, so we live about 3 hours from Minneapolis, and we have a lot of Broadway shows that come to Minneapolis. And if you go the day of on a matinee and you go and you stand in line 1 hour before, you can get tickets for $25. So if you know that, and there's always seats and there's always people that don't show up, if you know that and if you absolutely can't get a seat, let's say it's like Wicked or something that's completely sold out all the time, you can just do something else when you're down there. But so I mean, and those tickets are usually $150 each. So there are definitely ways that you can have fun with little money. One thing I'm going to do next week is I'm going to drive down to our state fair. I have never been to the state fair in Minnesota, and I've always wanted to go, and I'm going to drive down. I'm going to go super early because I've heard if you're not there by 11 o'clock, you're never going to find a parking spot. So I'm going to try that next week. I'm just going to do things that I've absolutely never tried. I am going to schedule one thing a month to do with my husband so that we can kind of reconnect and keep our marriage strong and thriving. So we're going to try to do something once a month together. So if you have a partner, wife, husband, something like that, that is a great thing to do too, to kind of keep your sanity. So basically, if you think you are no fun and boring, like that is fixable, and that is fixable by you. That is fixable by me thinking positively and changing your mindset. If people say you're no fun and boring, and I know in today's economy, it can be extremely difficult for people to have resources to do things that are enjoyable, especially when they're having trouble feeding their family and putting food on the table. But like, you can have fun with that even. Like, I can think of so many ways to have fun. And so that's what my channel is about, is learning how to have a wildly fun life. I feel like I am boring, like a lot of the time. Like, I feel like I come home from work and make supper, do the same things, go for the same walks, play the same games, and I'm not a really big TV watcher, so I don't really drown my sorrows in TV like a lot of people do. But, so learning to have fun is definitely a learned skill. So what are some other things that you can do to have fun? The number one thing that I can think of too is to laugh. So this is actually really important, and there's good surveys out there that say if you can laugh, your mood increases like dramatically if you can laugh. So watch a stupid comedian on YouTube. Like, watch something funny. Just make yourself laugh. I just read a short story earlier on marketing, and one of the titles was how do you spank a duck? Like, if you have a bad duck, like, how do you spank a duck? Like, I mean, just stupid things like that. It just kind of made me giggle out loud and laugh. And kind of like, what color is your parachute? If you're not going to ever jump out of a plane, I would say I'm not going to have a parachute instead of what color is my parachute. So one of the biggest things is you need to learn to laugh, and you need to learn to laugh at yourself. I just posted a video on YouTube, and I had old granny snoring in the background while I'm doing this video, and I don't even hear it anymore. And so she's sitting there snoring in the background, and I just was not even thinking about it. So I posted the video, and then someone immediately sends me a comment. Is someone sleeping in the background? And all I could do was laugh, because yes, that is my life. My dogs sit in the background and snore while I'm doing videos, because they're always within 2 to 3 feet of me. I have one over here and one over here right now. And they just make me laugh. Pets make me laugh. So definitely, in order to have a fun and not boring life, you definitely want to laugh. And you definitely need this next thing too. This next thing is you need connections with people. Connections are important. Connecting with your family, friends, kids. Like, I send my kids 3 to 4 text messages a day. They don't respond half the time. And if they do, I might just get a thumbs up, but at least I'm communicating with them, and I have a connection with them. So I will always probably do that. And they probably wish I never didn't have a phone, but that's just me, and that's what's going to happen. So you want to definitely have connections with people, have connections with your neighbors, have connections with your family, coworkers. If you do work in the home, that is hard. So you need to get out and go connect with somebody in the library, go connect with the server if you go out to eat for supper. Just have, some connections with people. I'm actually thinking about running for some boards on some local companies, just so that I have connections with people and I have really strong business skills, so I feel like I would do well in that area. But I really feel like that would help me with connections and have something to do. And then that brings me to my next point, is the very next thing that you really need to have is purpose. I think in a lot of, I feel like a lot of people, when they get to our age, feel like they lose purpose, especially when your kids go off to college, or you have recently retired, or you work from home and you don't have a lot of love for your job. I feel like a lot of people really lose purpose. And if you don't have a strong purpose or a strong reason to do better and a strong reason to improve yourself or improve the lives of those around you, I really feel like you can get stuck in a really bad rut. So YouTube, which is my creative endeavor at the time, gives me purpose. Even though my videos I don't even edit them. I record and then I upload, and if somebody just doesn't like the pause or whatever, they can stop watching. Because this is just real me, real authentic me. And I actually really have decided I hate editing, so that takes the whole creative part of it out for me. So if I can just talk into the camera, and I'm getting better and better and better at that, and understanding technology, I don't really feel the need that I have to edit unless I keep saying which is actually, really bad. But so my purpose in my YouTube channel is to create something of value for you on how to have a wildly fun life. I would say half of my videos are about dogs, because I am an absolute true dog lover. That's another one of my purposes, is to provide a very good life for my dogs. They have purpose too. They're hunting dogs. They love to swim, and their purpose is to make me laugh and have a connection, and they give me that purpose. My dogs do. So this is just a very basic video, and like I said, I'm not a psychologist, but I feel like if you think your life is not fun and boring, there's so many things that you can do. Follow on with this channel and I'll help you. If you want to email me at wildlyfunlife@gmail.com. I get reader questions all the time. Sometimes I answer them on video. Sometimes I will just type back and let you know. But definitely be creative. Do something impromptu. Date your husband again. Date your wife again. Make sure you have laughter, connections, and purpose. And that's all I have for you today. And I hope that you enjoyed this. And let's to a wildly fun life, all you midlifers.